Panty and Stocking has got to be the weirdest and over-the-top anime I have ever watched. And I watched Elfinly. Gosh, that scene with the dog still gives me nightmares. Panty and Stocking humor is the definition of mid-2010 humor, because the amount of sex jokes they fit in each episode is amazing.
My pipes are totally clean.
That, I'm not sticking my fist in there.
Not often you get to say that.
Well played, Hook.
Big Mouth probably has less sex jokes than this, and goddamn, there is a lot. From a first glance, you wouldn't think this is actually an anime. It doesn't really look like it. It kind of looks like a Adult Swim type animation show. But no, it is anime for sure. The amount of fan service that goes around in this show, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't an anime. The only time it actually looks like an anime is when Panty and Stocking are summoning their weapons. I think that's the only form they do. They occasionally give them their anime style art, but throughout the series they just stick with this style of animation. But the story follows two angels named Panty and Stocking who are kicked out of heaven and transported into this place called Daten City, a place between heaven and hell, which is run by the evil spirits referred as ghosts. The sister takes refuge under Garterbelt. Under his watchful eye, the sisters are tasked with using their ability to transform their lingerie into weapons and using them to destroy ghosts. By doing so, the sisters earn heaven coins, in which they intend one day to buy their way back into heaven. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize there was a plot for this show. Because, holy shit, the wild shit that happens in every episode. There's a whole episode of them facing a ghost sperm and a ghost poop. That's how crazy the show is. But I gotta say, the animation in the show is amazing. If you want to have peak quality animation when it comes to like battles and stuff, watch Panty and Stocking. I definitely recommend it. My favorite episode is episode 5. It kind of gave me that paranoid agent vibes from that episode, mainly because it reminds me of Satoshi Kon's work because of the way the art style is. He doesn't really have that art style to where it's beautiful. I think his work is basically about the story. It doesn't matter how beautiful it has to look as long as you're following along with the story. And that's definitely my favorite episode of Panty and Stocking because it reminds you of so much. And also when the ghosts explode, it's kind of like this stop motion effect when they explode. It kind of reminds you of when the Power Rangers defeated their enemies and they exploded. Gosh, I feel so old. The characters in this are hit and miss for me because they might be different, but they all talk the fucking same. Every dialogue had to have them cursing or have a sexual joke. Also, I watched the dub, but I feel like it doesn't really matter because I'll probably have the same opinion. The first character I'm going to talk about is one of the main characters, Panty. She's a person who makes a lot of the sexual jokes. She's really horny. She can't go through an episode without banging someone. And goddamn, she was hell of annoying throughout this series, man. And they tried to give her like character development at the like last few episodes of the series, but it just revolved her just banging another character. I just didn't understand. The story of this just involves her having sex. If it's literally just involving her having sex. Right beside her is Stockings. She is probably the tamest character in the series, full of weirdos. She's kind of normal character in this series. Yes, she's another one who talks about genitals and other stuff, but she's probably the only person I can really get behind. I think the episode where she finds love is probably my second favorite episode of this whole series, just because Panties obviously doesn't know anything about true love because she will just bang anything she sees. But Stocking actually found love and actually compassion for somebody. That's probably my second favorite episode of this whole series. The next character is Garterbelt. He is probably the weirdest character in the show and mysterious at best because the dude is basically immortal because he's been through all travels of life. He's been through every event in life. And there's one episode where he hosts a race where everyone's in their underwear. And he constantly stares at the guy's junks. And it's probably the weirdest episode I've ever seen. His design is your typical black character. Oh yeah, fun fact. You want to know who voiced the guy? The person who voiced Vegeta, Piccolo, and Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. You guys want to know who the English dub for Garterbelt is? Christopher Sabat. and his best impersonation of a black character. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. I was just caught off guard because he's trying to mimic the blackest voice ever, and it's hilarious. This was made in 2010, so I don't think he was thinking that much ahead of time. He wouldn't think that maybe I could possibly get canceled for this, and I'm pretty sure he's not, because pretty sure no one's talking about it. Garterbelt is the voice of Vegeta, Piccolo, and Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's the most funniest thing in the whole world. The next character is Chuck. He looks like Gurf from Invader Zim. He's basically the Meg/Kenny of the series. All he does is die, get beat up every single episode. The amount of times this has happened to him, I kind of feel bad for him, because I feel like everyone hates him. I don't know why he's there, just to get beat up and just killed every time. The other character is Brief. He's your typical punching bag character. He gets hurt, humiliated. Also, he has a crush on Panty, but she doesn't feel the same about him. Also, his penis is the key of this whole story. His penis is the key to open the gate to the big ghost, the most evil ghost of them all. And watching that scene, I'm like, I'm not surprised. Our antagonists of this series is Scanty and Knee Socks. They're basically the same thing as Panty and Stocking, but demons. Also, they are basically the goody two shoes and all about the rules type characters. I didn't really put much down for them. They are literally just echo fighters of Panty and Stocking. And our main antagonist is Corset. He's your typical villain. He wanted to open hell to unleash the ultimate ghost. Typical villain stuff. Nothing to really write home about him. We don't really see him that much in the series. We see him like the beginning and the end of the series. Fun fact. He is voiced by the one and only Chris Ayres, the voice of fucking Frieza. And oh my gosh, bro, I was so surprised. I'm like, is that Frieza? Is that Frieza on my screen? Am I hearing Frieza? Because all I hearing was Frieza. I was so surprised that he was in this series, bro. I was surprised as hell. And I only hear him do Frieza. I was gonna look up what other characters he does, because I feel like he's only exclusive to Dragon Ball Z. Compared to everybody like Chris Sabat, he's the only person I think that only voices one character. Obviously, he has passed away, so R.I.P. It's gonna be a shame that we're not gonna be able to hear his voice in more Dragon Ball Z. But goddamn, that was a surprise. Out of all the series, he lent his voice for Frieza to a blue masochist demon. It's just so hilarious to me. I think Panty and Stocking is a show that you could probably turn your brain off and just watch it and not take it seriously. I think going into it, I thought it was going to be like some masterpiece of a series, but there's some light fun. I don't think you should go into it taking it so seriously. I think you should go into having fun. Some things really disturb me in this show, but there's some things that are actually really enjoyable about the stuff in here, like the animation, the voice acting. There's a lot of funny dialogue in this show. I'll give it that. Most of them are sexual jokes, but I'll give them that. It's probably the funnest part of this whole series, and I suggest you guys watch it if you got the time. It's only 13 episodes, surprisingly, so give it a shot. Watch it if you can. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment down below if you have watched the show or not, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.